at Kaieteur Radio and subscribing to our YouTube channel, Kaieteur Radio Livestream. Oh, also catch our stream at www.kaieteurnewsonline.com/radio.
Guyana, join me on the Lall Show every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7:20 p.m. and a rebroadcast at 11 a.m. The Lall Show only on Kaieteur Radio, 99.1 and 99.5 FM.
4 minutes after 11 o'clock on 99.1 and 99.5 FM, it is time for a rebroadcast of the Lall Show.
It give us a fingerprint that no one else have, so that you can leave an imprint that no one else can. That's true, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I read that on Facebook on New Year's Day and decided to share that with you people. My wish on this first program for 2023, fellow Guyanese, is to have a better world in which all mankind can live a comfortable life, one that is full of love, peace, joy, and happiness. Let's work towards that and leave not only a fingerprint on earth, but a footprint that all our future generations can see and be happy and comfortable with. I promise to play and do my part with the help of all the staff of the Kaieteur News and this radio station. I pray and hope that all of you, including the leaders of this world, would join us in that struggle in making this earth a much better place for all mankind. That's my family and my wish to you guys for this brand new 2023. And with that, I say namaste to all you people listening in Guyana and around the world. First, let me say, from Christmas Day right up to New Year's Day was some very great holidays I had. I visited Wakkanam, where I born and grew up, twice, to have some fun with the greasy poles, one in Zealandia and one in Sarah, Wakkanam. I took the two grandsons I have, and they had lots of fun falling off the pole. I didn't get past more than 3 laps before falling. I couldn't. I think my time for greasy pole is no more. You gotta have the young spirit, Jai. You know, and you gotta get that balance to take on that fight. But I did have some fun. Let me say to all the people who throughout my journey back and forth to Essequibo, all of you who made my holidays spectacular, I couldn't have asked for more or even wanted anything more from all of you. Thanks for the preparations, the food, the hugs, and warm wishes I received from you guys. Every one of those handshakes, hugs, and comments is what bring me back here to continue this education drive by highlighting and exposing the good, the bad, and the ugly of what's going on in this beautiful country called Guyana. With that said, I want to get on with tonight's 2023 first program. The water the government supplying to the residents of Wakkanam. It smells worse than the smell you get after soaking paddy to get seedlings for days in big boxes or in the trench. Uncle and auntie, it so stink that the people cannot wash their wares or pots what they eat and cook in. The residents there using the trench water rather than the pipe water to wash their clothes and utensils. That's how stink and dirty the water is. That this government have its citizens paying for. When the story was being discussed over a Boxing Day drink, one of my school friends said, Glenn, this ain't bad. Come to Tushin on the west coast of the Marara and see the water there for yourself. It's worse. Uncle and auntie, this country has so much fine gravel, what they call manganese, that is in demand to filter and purify drinking water all over this world. And our politicians giving it away free. Can't make a deal in which Guyana can get back some of the refined gravel to purify our water for our people. Can you believe that, Jai? Huh? Wow. You know, I am smiling here. Some of you could see me through the radio. I'm smiling. You know why, auntie? It's like you own gold fields with tons of gold inside, and yet you can't afford to wear a fine gold chain around your neck. You're wearing silver and copper chains instead. And the foreigners thieving all the gold out. Or it's like you have the best mango trees in your yard, and you can only eat the ones that fall off the trees because you have the neighbors picking and eating the best and getting rich off of your mango. This is how the country is being managed and run with our resources. The Chinese fetching out our manganese by the shiploads from Matthews Ridge, quietly and secretly, and our people drinking stinking water. Believe this thing? Yes, it's true. Apart from clean air to live a healthy life, my friend, clean water and electricity is the two most vital, important things for mankind to survive on. Today, the richest and fastest growing country on earth, Guyana, can't give its citizens clean water and electricity. 56 years after independence. Then what else? What else can they give us, man? This is the same insanity that has been happening all over Asia and Africa 50, 60 years now. The wealth disappearing in the hands of the foreigners, while hundreds of millions of their citizens can't get a clean glass of water to drink. Go and see it for yourself. I've been there and witnessed that with these same eyes that I have on me today. Guyana is heading right there. Please, uncle. Please, auntie, it's 2023. Say something. Do something before it's too late. Hold up a placard whenever they come round you guys and say, President Ali, Norton and Ramjatan, when are we going to get a proper electricity system and water supply in this country? Or shout at them and ask them straight in their faces. Ask them what the Guyanese people getting out of the manganese that is going out this country by the shiploads. It's your wealth. You have a right to ask them that. I exposed this stink water on a TikTok 2 days ago And yesterday, Sheikh Baksh, a former minister, now head of GWI, responded by holding a press conference telling the Guyanese people the stink, dirty tap water to Guyana is nothing new. It's something historical. The iron in the water is difficult. Sorry, the iron in the water is different from the world. Oh, like we got more iron than the world and nobody can fix that. That is what he wants us to believe. He wants us to believe that the water cannot be treated and filtered better than what they're doing now. Well, uncle and auntie, Lall ain't buying that. Several companies, excuse me, like Banks DIH, DDL, and many others across this country have wells, water wells, supplying clean drinking water with no smell. And Sheikh Baksh telling us is nothing new. You gotta live with that. You hear that, bro? No wonder the hospitals and the health centers are full with patients complaining about waterborne diseases, diarrhea, and stuff like that. No wonder that. I wonder if Sheikh Baksh would wash his clothes or his wares with the water that is coming through the pipes at Wakanam and Tushin. A gentleman just texted me from Golden Grove on the east bank of Demerara and say, as for that neighborhood, you're not even getting water. 8 to 10 minutes. 8 to 10 minutes to fill up bucket water there. What else you guys can supply, man? I spoke to a few business people after reading what Sheikh Baksh said. And they all actually told me, Glenn, these guys don't care what they do or what they give the Guyanese people for drinking water. Yes, they actually tell me that. Now listen to this other piece. We are carrying another story tomorrow in the Kaieteur News from the same press conference Sheikh Baksh held or had yesterday. That is much more worrying and troublesome for Guyana. The GWI boss, Mr. Sheikh Baksh, said the polluted Demerara River is now costing GWI more money to purify the water we have to drink and use in our homes. You hear me there, guys? You hear what I said there? GWI boss telling us now that they have to spend more money to purify the water. Yes, purify the water that is coming now out of the Demerara River. When we discussed that story in the editorial newsroom today, I nearly dropped. I don't think Sheikh Baksh knew what an ant's nest he raised there. But I am very happy that it is coming out of their mouths, one by one. And this will happen. And all this happened, all because of the tic-tac I did. Thank you, Sheikh Baksh. Thank you for opening your mouth at a press conference. Uncle and auntie, the fishing industry actually gone, leaving the fishermen and their families to suffer with no earnings in the making from the oil companies that have created that condition. You hear me? And you have no fish to eat. Now, we are being told that the same oil operations not only kill out the seafoods, but now polluting and contaminating the water, in which we now have to find more billions to clean the water for our brown, black and purple people to use and drink. How you like that, brother? This got to be the best country on earth. Huh? Uncle, you hear me? We got to find more billions, more tax-paying dollars to purify the water now because of the oil operation out there. I'm so happy it come out of Sheikh Bak's mouth. When Exxon them done with Guyana, this country will be 100 years backwards rather than 1 month forward. This is only the tip of the iceberg Lall is notifying and educating all of you about. It's only the tip. It's my first program for 2023. Join me Friday. I am going to give you guys some bigger tips of the iceberg we are going through. And please smile, it's 2023. Don't get upset like me. Let's move on to something else that shocked me over the holidays, and I need to share it with all of you. Did you realize that our president did not hold a press conference to speak to this nation about anything that's going on in this country for the last 2 years he's been in office? Yes, for the last 2 years he's been in office, never held a press conference to speak to us about what's going on. All world leaders from time to time, every year, speak to their citizens, giving them updates and make themselves available to the press to answer the burning questions so that we in turn can inform the nation and educate them as to what's happening. I was really looking out for President Ali and Mr. Jagdeo to hold an end-of-year press conference. But instead, President Ali put out whole-page ads in the newspapers on Christmas Day and New Year's Day, talking to Guyana. Oh boy. Them putting out ads in newspapers, New Year's and Christmas Day, what the majority of you will not see or cannot afford to buy. How you like that? Why waste the tax-paying dollars to put out full-page ads in the newspapers when they could have held a press conference in which all the newspapers would have carried their messages free of cost, and at the same time, his message would have been broadcasted on the radio, television, and the entire social media, in which the whole world would have been able to listen and read. Do I make sense, brother? Yeah. This doesn't make sense, man. Huh? But this is how your country is being run and managed. He did 3 messages which are on Facebook, TikTok and YouTube. That's how he talking to all Guyana. The people who elected him and who is waiting patiently 2 years now to hear how this country is being managed and what is there for them with all this wealth we have discovered. He talking to them through Facebook, YouTube and TikTok. I don't know if you're following Glenn now. Oh boy. He keeps on ducking, hiding and running from the local media, uncle. Could you guys believe that President Ali has not held one press conference, one single press conference to tell us anything about this oil? This oil, what the whole world talking about? The couple interactions he has, or he had with the local press, is when he called them to say something directly. Like when he invited the media the other day to cover the sale of the carbon credits. And as soon as the announcement finished, he ran inside. The media didn't get a chance to ask him a single question. And when my reporter Brackle, one of Exxon partner, who was buying the credits, somebody come up to him and said, Mr. President is waiting for you in a room. This is a game, the hide and seek. President Ali and his government is playing with the nation. The last sit down he had was with an Al Jazeera journalist from the Arab world earlier this year. Uncle and auntie, lo and behold, President Ali find time to sit down with the same man again last week and shoot a lot of crap. But he can't find time to sit down with the Guyanese press. You hear that? The man find time, make time to sit down with the same Al Jazeera journalist, but can't find time to sit down with the Guyanese press. Listening to a part of the interview made me sick and sad. This time around, he didn't talk about Bora, Baji, rice and sugar. He told the Arabian journalist that Guyana is using the oil money to develop the country. Hear that? He didn't tell the Arabian TV host how every week he and his government running to international banks for loans to build the new Harbour Bridge, roads and hospitals. He didn't tell the Al Jazeera journalist he done take out 600 million US from the oil account, and none of us know what the money was spent on or where it went. That is why he can't speak to the local press, uncle, because these are the questions we will pose to him in which there will be no answer, because you and I know where the money really going and what it is being spent on. Wow. President Ali, in that same interview last week, told the journalist that the oil money is being used to fund solar projects across the country. When my reporter looked back at the solar projects they are presently doing, uncle, all are being funded through loans from India and China. Yes. He tell the man how the oil money doing solar projects in Guyana. Yes. Tomorrow we are carrying that story on the front page. The other day they say how 30,000 hinterland homes would be powered by solar. But this project too was funded through a loan. Oh man, Jai, it is so hard to catch up with the deceit and lies one after the next in this country with these politicians we have. It's hard to catch up with them, man. Every second of the day is a lie. Every split of the second is a deceit in this land. Nothing is truthful that comes out of their mouth. 2023 is here on us. Let's see if this trend will continue. The message he put out in the full page ads says he wants unity and things will be better in 2023. That's what he said. That's a never done mantra in them heads. Let's wait, watch, and see if the drinking water and electricity supply will be better. Okay, like you want better for everything, so let's see if that will become better. Let's also wait and see if the cuss down and abuse down will stop to bridge the unity he so badly wants in his Christmas message. Let's wait and see if he and his party members will go out into the fields and talk to the people about what is going on with their wealth, rather than having Jack Dale cussing down the PNC like he did last week in Diamond. I will be here, and the Kaieteur News will also be here to inform all of you as the year goes by if they are living up to those same words in their New Year's and Christmas ads. Let's wait and see. Uncle, you people in so much trouble. My head hurts when I think about what faces our children and grandchildren's future. It's 2023. There's a saying, give up on everything else, but not on hope. Keep hope alive. And I am here to help you keep it alive, because I have hope, Uncle. Excuse me. And no one is going to take that away from me. Better has to come, and changes must be made in 2023. I will be pounding their heads. My voice will be sounding on all the social media platforms, in this newspaper and on this radio, morning, noon, and night, until my hopes and your dreams are realized. If they're not going to make the changes, then you and I, together, with the help of our Creator, will show them how they will have to make the changes we need for a better Guyana. One that will take Guyana out from this hunger, misery, and starvation that many of our brothers and sisters are living in at present. You know, I want to share some stories of some people I met over the holidays. It is so sad and so sickening. A young man came up to me one morning, waiting, and as soon as I step out of the vehicle, he said, Mr. Lall, could you please, I was sent to you to help. My child is in the hospital going through a surgery, and he just needs a little financial help from me. I told him, I said, well, I don't know what mood I was in. I was in the wrong mood. I said, man, you're at the wrong place, and you're confronting the wrong person. He said, man, please. I said, oh, gosh. I said, no, brother, I can't help you now. You know what he said to me? Well, could you please give me $100 to go home back? You know, I could not believe that this man needed $100 to go home back. Well dressed, child in the hospital. I don't know if it's the water. I didn't go in to find out the details, but he has to undergo an operation there. I felt so sorry for this kid. Oh my, begging me back. Say, man, just give me $100 to go home. Uncle, the first change we must all demand in 2023 is a renegotiation of the ExxonMobil contract. This contract cannot, as it is, cannot develop Guyana and take the people out of the misery they are living in. No, it cannot take the people out of misery they are living in without getting more out of that depressing deal. President Ali, Jagdeo, and the opposition is not even shedding a light through this dark tunnel Trotman and the coalition put us in. So it is up to us to light the fire under them, to make them do it. So that all of us can get the kind of drinking water, the steady supply of electricity, the kind of roads, the kind of educational and health systems we so badly need, along with a hefty salary increase for everyone from top to bottom. I don't think any person on earth would have an issue with that. What I just said there, Jai? You think anybody have an issue with that? No. Much less you, the Guyanese people, who's the bona fide owner of every drop of oil out there. And mind you, uncle, I am not talking about our gold, diamond, timber, or bauxite as yet. Those are other changes that also have to be made in this 2023. I am just taking this one by one. The oil. Yes. Today, the Kaieteur news. We carried a story in which an American commentator, not Guyanese, a white American, said that there is massive exploitation of Guyanese people. Massive exploitation of the Guyanese people currently going on at the hands of Exxon Mobil in Guyana. Not only that, but the man said, our leaders, the politicians, have to be either corrupt or clueless to allow this type of colonialization to still continue in Guyana. You hear that? Uncle and auntie, you know what a man mean there? In simple language? Our leaders bringing back massa days to Guyana by allowing the white man to take what they want and do what they want. And all of them quiet. Yes. We are like indentured laborers and slaves all over again in we own country with our own God-blessed wealth. That's what the man means. He said that Guyana is so filthy rich. And this is the part that touched me, right? The man said Guyana is so filthy rich that the oil fine, you hear me? The oil fine can give Exxon Mobil and their shareholders enough money, you hear me? Along with the Guyanese people, so that all of us can be filthy rich. That's how much money this man talking about. And this is a white American commentator speaking like that for we the Guyanese people. What about your mouth, uncle? Or you all going to sit down and allow them to sell out our wealth? I hope not. It's 2023. And with today's technology, you can run. Yes, you can run. But you can't hide for long. I noticed President Ali on Facebook and YouTube talking about everything and anything under the sun, but not about the gold, your diamond, your oil, or your timber. I wonder why. Like I said, Changes have to be made by hook or crook. It has to. I want my fair share of what God Almighty blessed us with. President Ali or no Ali, Jagdeo or no Jagdeo, Norton or no Norton will prevent me or cheat me out of that. I will fight for what is mine. You decide if you want to sleep with your mouth wide open or you will fight with me for yours. Jai, you see how you sweat in this place for these things? Mm-hmm. These things really irk you up, you know. Mm-hmm. You really get irked up when you listen to these people. You know, I know you guys, I did a TikTok yesterday and it played just before my program. Just before I started this program. I don't know if some of you listened to it prior, but I want to share this TikTok back with you people. It's a beautiful story. Listen to it carefully. Every year, Exxon Mobil is set to take out hundreds of millions of US dollars, our oil money, and putting it in them bank book. They call it the commissioning fund. You hear me? It's a clean-up fund to clean up the ocean floor after the oil finished 20, 40 years from now. You hear me clearly? Them done take out 355 million US in 2020 and 2021. The 2022 figures have not been released as yet because the financial is not out. But if we were to do an average of how much they would have taken out, it would have been more than 200 million for 2022. So, Exxon have over 500 million US dollar of our oil money in their bank book in investing it, making fat interest on it. While our government, yes, the Ali administration, running every day to the foreign banks for loans to build this and buy that. How you like this, man? Huh? Just a few months ago, the government borrowed 160 million US from the IDB. Them say 40 million out of that is to build the 3 main hospitals and modernize the health system with some CT scan, heart and x-ray machines. I did challenge, you guys remember? I challenged Vice President Jagdeo that I can build 3 10-story hospitals with that 40 million US and give him back the change that would left over. Mark my words tonight in 2023. Mark it tonight. Next year will come. Thank you. And another 40 million US will be borrowed to do the same thing for the hospitals. And that 40 million US, and that 40 million US will vanish. And all 3 hospitals will be looking the same with little or no improvements come 2023. Watch and see. Then a few weeks ago, they borrowed 100 million again to patch up part of the Linden-Soesdijk Highway and to fix up the East Bank public road leading to the airport, brother. You hear me? Then last week, only last week, them announced how they're going to take out another loan, this time from the Chinese Exim Bank for 172 million US for building new Demerara Harbour Bridge. And 2 days ago, Don't wait on me slowly, man. Go slowly. 2 days ago on New Year's Day, them announced another 192 million US loan to do phase 2 of the East Coast Public Road. That is what you call loans galore. That is how Guyana developing. Yes, that is what developing Guyana. Loans. Just total those 4 loans I spoke about there is 624 million US we are borrowing, paying fat interest while we have Exxon holding on to over 500 million US making money on our money. Way to do business and run a country, guys. You have Exxon controlling over 500 million US for the next 20, 40 years. And you borrowing money, paying interest to patch roads, build hospitals, and build new Harbour Bridge. Man, are you hearing me there, man? Huh? You gotta love these intellectual business people we have parading themselves as leaders of this country. You have to. Brother, you have to. And when Jack Day was asked by my reporter at the last press conference why Exxon is keeping our cleanup money in their bank book, he said that's the agreement signed by the then Raphael Trachman. Now, Uncle, you tell me. Since when a contractor you hire to pick your mangoes out of your yard, keeping your money to clean up the yard when he done pick the mangoes? Since when, man? And not keeping it for a day, you know. It's not a day or a week or a month or a year. You're keeping this money 20 to 40 years. No, man, something not right here, man. That can never happen with you, Uncle. That can never happen in your business, Jai. Where the contractor keeping over 500 million US of your money for 30, 40 years, brother. For clean up your mango field. When you done pick the mango. And you got to go borrow money for patch you road and build bridge? No, man, something wrong in this land. Something wrong in this land. But here the other part of the story. Let's go with what Jack Dale said. He can't change Exxon, the contract Trachman signed. Let me stick with that. Then why in heaven's way he's approving more and more projects with those same unthinkable stinking conditions? Where they would be taking out billions of US dollars to clean up all them projects 20 years from now, and he not changing that. Tell me, Uncle. The trump card is in his hands, and he can change that tomorrow morning to make us rich and to really develop Guyana. Right? Because these are money, I keep saying, have to come out to clean the ocean floor and to remove all them junk ship. You know, them old iron that they're left in the ocean there. Why we don't keep the money, use the money and develop Guyana? Why we have to go borrow and pay? Hundreds of millions our oil money, Uncle, that will run into billions, will come out every year for the entire life of this oil project to clean up. That would be sitting in ExxonMobil pockets, and Jack Devin changing that. You know what will happen? They will forever be running to the banks to borrow, to give salary increase and patch roads. My God, what a worse Asia and Africa Guyana is becoming right before our eyes in this broad daylight. The amount of stories we carried in the Kaieteur news over the last 2 weeks. Man, if I am to only use those stories, my entire 2023 will complete, and I can't finish explaining that 2-week stories we carried. But I will give you highlights of them over the coming programs. The sellout, the crazy words that come out of their mouths, and the foolish things they are allowing to happen in this land is beyond words to describe to you people, uncle. I can't find words to describe. But change has to come, and it will. You guys got to trust me on that one. The former Auditor General, Mr. Anand Gulsaran, just said after analyzing the government's current borrowing trend. Oh boy, the man said we will soon be more indebted to foreign banks more than Sri Lanka. You hear that? The former Auditor General just said that. Sri Lanka president was forced out of office and run out of the country, but it was too late. He drowned the Sri Lankan people in debts. The new leaders had to now go down on their knees to the World Bank begging for little money to take their citizens, yes, to keep their citizens' nose afloat in the ocean so that they could breathe and survive. Yes. That's where the corrupt President Rajapaksa, his brothers, nephews, and friends leave 36 million Sri Lankans to die slowly out of starvation. And that is what the former Auditor General is now warning could happen to Guyana very soon, with the borrowing spree the Ali administration going on with. I am so happy that lots of people are opening their eyes and they're speaking up. Uncle, Mr. Gulsaran is not saying we shouldn't borrow, but we must be careful with the amount of money we are borrowing alongside the few cents, the few pennies that is coming in from the oil sector. Because the oil prices can drop to nothing, then where would Guyana find the money to repay all these loans they're running and taking? You'll go bankrupt. This is why the man is sounding the bell to the Guyanese nation. That story was carried yesterday in the newspaper. It is like a man got a minibus that bringing in $100,000 a month. Based on that, he borrow $500,000 from the neighbor and give his wife to go have a good time. Go in the mall and shop. The next day the bus crash. The neighbor gone and take his wife plus he. That's how President Ali and Jagdeo, Ashley Singh them running this country. Sooner rather than later, the Chinese will own large chunks of Guyana, and our brothers and sisters will become their workers. Yes, it's happening in Sri Lanka, and it's also happening all over Africa. Yes, that exact thing. That's what the government did. I wish I can find words in the dictionary to describe these politicians here. I don't even have words, Jai, to explain where Guyana will be 30 years from now. if you people don't wake up, man, I don't know. But Jai, I can only share, Uncle and Auntie, I can only share the information to you as it comes to me. You have to get off that sofa or chair. You have to get off before it's too late. The clock is ticking by the minute. Everything wrong. Everything out of place in this land. And no one saying anything. All are you looking at is who here straight, who here curly, who is Indian, who is African, Amerindian, who is Hindu, who is Muslim, who is Christian, who is PPP, PNC or AFC. Yes. Yes. Y'all race. What is your religion? What is your party? And none of you watching the hellhole these people digging for all of you. With that, I say with a smile, Happy New Year. And join me Friday, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, starting this Friday, for some heavy hellholes staring at you in your faces. The stink water, the blackouts, and all them ducking and hiding from the press. Let me send you to bed with this story we carry in tomorrow. Exxon's quarterly spendings out there, the money they're spending out there every 3 months, the bills, is not being seen by the Guyanese people. President Ali has Jagdeo hiding them from us. Way to run a half and half business, eh? All the bills, he say he can't do real-time monitoring. Every 3 months, all the spendings of the oil companies out there comes to the government. Okay? The Guyanese people can't see it. They're hiding that from us. Night, night. God bless you guys. And once again, tata, bye-bye. Happy 2023. I love you guys.
If I think about the ways you make me smile, I'd be sitting here and smiling for a while.